out and talk positive. Let's see if we hear any negative leadership. Thank you for that opportunity, Mr. President, and I'm here to tell you, I hope that I ain't done speaking, but I'm fixing to take some action. Thank you.
Councilwoman Fields, I'm sorry.
Okay. First, I would like to promise my colleagues and the public that I will never again vote to suspend the rules.
That's your
Now,
business.
I have a written statement that I would like to read.
How dare you interrupt this black elected official as I try to perfect something with the city attorney on the public record? How dare you? How dare you? That's gangster. Just wrong. Who do you think you are? I won't be voting yes that I'm out of order. I wasn't, you was. And it's all recorded for folk to see. Through you to Attorney Kim, you were saying what?
Okay, that's not germane to the appeal.
I know it ain't. But with this 5 up here, cutting and taking the flow, look at that one. Gone.
Okay, Mr.
This
Mays.
is ridiculous.
Mr. Mays,
And
please state your name.
Mr. Mays, nothing. I got the floor. Every time somebody talk, whether it's Worthy, Murphy, or you, I'm going to say Ms. Herkenroder, Mr. Murphy, you just can't interrupt folks. We grown. And we elected. I done warned you about doing that all through the meeting since November. And you're still doing it. You and your cronies. There go another one. Murphy. So it is what it is.
Due to lack
It's
of
been voted
quorum, it is 7:32. Due to lack of quorum, this meeting is adjourned.
We ain't lacking a quorum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you count? When your crony get up, it won't be a quorum. See, you couldn't even count right.
It's
They taught me
7:32.
how
We
to
are
count in
adjourned.
elementary school.
He loved the big girl 'cause she's warm and juicy and nice. He loves the full girl and he wants himself a slice. He loves the plus girl 'cause she's warm and clubbing and fun. He loves the large girl. It's heaven dreaming about her buns. She's sweet.
So I can understand if Mr. Mays feels that maybe the mayor doesn't welcome him because I don't think he's shown the appropriate behavior. I don't think he's shown that he can behave himself in a professional way. So I don't know who else has or hasn't met with Mayor Neely.
Point of order.
I found him.
Point of order.
What's your point?
Is that a personal attack?
I don't
Because, I
think-
mean, let's rule on it. If she wants to open up that door, she needs to be held to the same standard of leadership that she is requesting of her colleagues.
Mr.
That is a
Davis,
point of order. Is
If-
it a point of, is
if
it a
she
personal attack or
feels-
not?
I will retract that statement if that upsets Ms.
Thank you.
Calloway. I'll retract that
And continue.
particular. Okay. Anyway,
Mayor, let's move on with the agenda. We don't have, we done wasted a lot of time. So we said we do it while the executive session was going on. The executive session has failed. Paul, let me continue to proceed with this meeting. What's next on?
We ain't gonna waste no more time with you or no other member that.
Mr. Chairman.
Do you understand what I'm
Mr.
telling you?
Chairman.
Do you
Mis-
understand what I'm telling
I
you?
understand everything
All right,
going on
continue.
here. May I proceed?
Mr.
We was in the
Chair,
middle of a motion. I'm very
Mr. Chair.
confused as to what the heck is going on.
We do have to vote when there's a motion on the floor, and there is a motion on the floor to remove Mr. Mays.
Well, Where are we at in this
Respectfully,
meeting?
there is
Because
a
I was
motion on the floor
discussing city
to
business
remove him
about
for
appointments.
disorderly conduct.
And it's been a problem because it seemed like it's a push to do this in the middle of me discussing city business.
I'm trying to keep you in your seat. And I
Well,
said
I
continue.
think you and others have a plan. Now, if you want me to proceed, that means ain't no motion on the floor. I can do what I was doing in the first place, so I will continue, Mr. Edwards, to continue to try to take care of this city business, which I was doing before I was whatever going on. So, Mr. Edwards.
Point of
I'm gonna
order.
continue.
Point of order.
Councilwoman, what's your point?
There is a valid motion on the floor that has been properly seconded, and we are in discussion on that motion. There has been a request to call the question. Did the chair recognize that?
Yes, I did.
So,
Point
are
of
you asking
order.
for a second?
So you telling me that you ain't gonna follow the rules? It would be chaotic. So I want to know where we at because you're honoring some and
Is
you
there any
ain't
support
honoring
for
the
the call of the
rest.
question?
It's really dysfunctional here, and it's a problem when you're working under dysfunction and not an understanding, and it's a problem when the chair is not being fair to everybody's motion. You're discriminating against which motions you entertain.
It's not fair to
That's
the
a
public
problem.
for us to be in such
Point of
chaos.
order, Mr. Chair.
There has been a council person that has bullied not only his own colleagues, but administration.
Point of order. Mr. Chair,
Yes.
can my colleagues stop making personal attacks? And I'm going to tell you why. Because Ms. Fields consistently bullies me over here when nobody can hear. And so I'm asking her to make her
You
point.
mean Miss Worthing?
Miss Worthing. And so I'm asking her to just make her point without, just, everybody knows, just
We're gonna-
say what you're going to say.
I hear you, and we will deal with that.
I can't teleport myself.
Okay, we can ready to move on down to
Can
the
I
next
finish, though, please? That was
Oh, continue, Ms.
inappropriate,
Worthing. I'm sorry.
honestly.
I apologize.
Perhaps Ms. Galloway would prefer I call her a dictator and nothing be done.
Point of order.
Come on now.
You know what?
Come on now.
And so,
Mr. Chairman, I got a question. We had a motion on the floor before
Yes.
to remove Councilman Mays. What happened to that motion? Did it just
It went
die?
back about 20 minutes ago, so I'm not good enough to go back that far, so we're going to deal with what Ms. Fields have on the floor at this time. Any support for Ms. Fields?
Has it, and I know you have the cannabis bashes there on the golf course,
Yeah, we've had those, correct.
and they do, I mean, it's the perfect place for it, because they're outdoors.
Yes.
Point of information. What was your question to him?
They have the cannabis bash.
The cannabis bash?
Yes, Mr. Mays.
Which golf course?
Swartz Creek.
Okay. I'm sensitive to that issue on Pulaski Street and personnel. Hell, I got beat up by the deputy chief of staff and sent to Hurley. You want a fresh start, Mr. Neely? Straighten out your old stuff.
Mr. Davis is the swing vote. Mr. Davis turned a majority council into a minority council. Y'all ain't got no votes. It's Kate Fields' council now. He the one turned and voted with Kate Fields to give her that without even knowing her background. He couldn't even read the rule that he cited. He had to ask you to read. I don't know if he got dyslexia or can't read good.
Mr. Jerry.
I'm just asking the question. That ain't no personal attack. That's a question. I was looking for Mr. Woodson. He ain't got here yet. I conferred with him this morning, and he assured me that Mr. Maurice Davis' recall is still alive. He got 180 days. I committed to join Mr. Woodson to raise money and raise funds to remove him. He can't even read. He held a meeting up for 15, 20 minutes, and he says, Eric Mays.
Madam President, you going to let this man keep...
No, Mr.
But I'm
Jerry.
from the record. Didn't he hold the meeting up? Didn't he try to read the rule, and he couldn't read it, and you read it?
Well, he just asked me to, but Mr. Jerry, please
I'm
go
speaking
on.
from the record.
You-
I'm not speaking on Facebook, one of them podcasts that they get out there. and throw all them flames and throw all them shades. I'm trying to keep the record straight. And Willie Lynch syndrome is alive. It is alive, Ms. Wintry. It's alive right up here with y'all. Y'all can't pass nan vote unless y'all ask Miss Kate Fields. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, next speaker, please.
Is this thing has become emotional. You're emotional now, so you can't do no business emotional. We have two bipolar cultural things.
As a resident who watches, who can't watch anymore, and I was going to try to be a part of this process. The way that it goes about does not represent us as citizens at all. The way that you guys present yourself to each other and the way that you guys talk and treat each other does not represent us at all. And on a personal level, I'm sorry, Jerry, I don't know you. You know, I've interacted with you. I know how you are person to person, but watching the 9 of you guys up on there, interacting with the way that you guys are not representing us as citizens.
And we don't get things done. That part is true. It's very true.
And I think
sometimes we don't. And there were some things.
And I think you need to hear it and absorb it. I don't want you to have to feel like you have to defend yourself. I think it's a moment of just listening because we're frustrated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're frustrated because we don't know what you vote on. And when we watch, we don't see any voting getting done. So that is our thought process.
And we did have one of the last meetings where Councilman Pfeiffer, we really lived 5 hours and almost 6, and nothing was done. And literally
way more than one time.
And I'm gonna speak to the part where we had to change and move some things around. So are we going through transition? Yeah, we are.
I think on the end of this note, I want you guys to just take that in and as a respect for the people that have voted you in and understand and hear us, because you might think that you're representing us, but when you guys do the things that you do, you are not.
I mean, and then another thing, whoever this man is that's having bed and breakfast, I want to know where your location at because I want to try it, you know?
I'm just wondering.
Madam Chair, I asked for Mr. Del Maroney. I think I have that right. Either you're going to allow me to ask what I want to ask from my first ward seat or you'll deny me. I could have been done by now.
I'm going to give you a little bit of latitude, but I do mean little. Go ahead, Mr. Del Maroney.
It's really a right.
It's really not, Mr. Mays, tonight.
Okay, then rule on it, but don't argue with me. Can I warn you for arguing with me and give you your first warning? I got the floor. So you should be warned.
Ask your question, Mr. Mays.
But to my colleagues, all of us serve 1/9 of the population of Flint. And I guarantee you, in every one of the wards, we all have some same concerns. I want this council to get to the point where we're willing to help one another instead of all of the fighting and the bickering. I think that once we all come to the realization that we're all in this together, even Flint it's separated by 9 wards. But without one of them, you won't have Flint. All of them make up Flint. And once we commit ourselves to working together, yeah, we're going to have some bumps in the road. That happens. We have differences in opinions and those kinds of things. But I think that, and I want to thank you for trying to apply the law evenly and smoothly tonight. I know it's rough. It's really rough. But again, I just want to say to my colleagues, if we can get out of this mentality, this I gotcha mentality, as you say it, and work together and try to help one another, our residents will benefit from that.
Because, Mr. Edwards, I'm a straight shooter. I'm honest. Y'all told me y'all would give me the document. My colleagues ain't giving me. I almost cuss. Nothing. And don't want me in my elected seat, and I'm intelligent. So you got to understand, don't put a chip on your shoulder, because it can be you, it can be them, in most combinations is a combination of Neely, them, and you. Let me
no
get back
chip
on
my shoulder, Mr. Mays.
Let me finish until I call you, because we can dance at the same time. If you want me to, I'll be quiet. Go ahead.
Well, I feel like I need to respond. This is your bully pulpit, and I recognize
I'm
and
not a
understand
bully.
that. Yeah.
I'm not a bully, but I understand you didn't mean no harm.
I mean that
You didn't mean no harm. This is my job.
This is your area that you're able to speak as freely as you want to, but if I have an opportunity, I want to be able to reply to some of your claims.
And I'm sure you will, but remember, I'm under tight restraints. It ain't been like that since Melvin McCree, Chester Simmons, Verdell Duncan. These some goofy rules they made up, and the new people don't even know how it used to be. So I understand your pain in trying to communicate. I think everybody watching know if this council learned the rules and learn how to operate. This is governmental operation. It ain't a waste of time, Ms. Fields. Y'all just don't know.
Point of order.
Ms. Worthy.
We are in a point of order, and instead of just stating, and then the rule that was broken, we are now, I don't know what's going on.
Well taken.
She should be warned. This is my second discussion on a motion. She doing a point of order laughing and don't even saying nothing right, and you should warn her with an abuse of a point of order, a point of information. This should be her first warning, and she can laugh her way out the door, because she prolonging my second go-round on discussion of a motion and think it's funny. Your job is to tell everybody to stop and ask what's the point.
Your job is to ask what your point is.
No, my job is to check you if you ain't running these meetings right and make sure it is. So when
Mr. Mays, would you quit it?
Did somebody say point of order and you ignore it? No, I'm not going to quit exercising my right. You did not.
You just want to throw it out of here to try to do something because you working on it.
Like a big man. Don't tell me what I want to do. You're out of order.
You working on it. Ms. Worthy, can I have a round? This is what I like to say. This is just ignorant. It is just politicking against the mayor.
Point of order.
Don't I have a, what's your point?
Point of order, Mr. Chair. Is it necessary for you to use slander like this is just ignorant instead of making your statement?
Harsh as these statements that's been up, this white folks, black folks, and all this other Gestapo tactics, and you're going to say that was out of order. Let me just finish the thought. Before I lose it. We ain't doing nothing. We're a joke over the community. It's all about us. Trying to who got out somebody who like Councilman Mays laughing. It's not funny. Because this ward suffered more than any ward in this city. I'm going to have to pick up and start doing first and second ward if I had to.
I'm going to say this. I don't appreciate people calling my ward that I represent the worst. You ever been on Park Belt? You ever been on those streets over in there? I don't appreciate you and no other. I'm talking, Mr. Davis. I didn't interrupt you when you called our ward the worst. Beg your pardon. You interrupted me and you out of order because I'm
Watch your tone.
Why are you interrupting me, sir? You out of order.
You ain't got to scream.
Well, you don't have to talk about my ward, and I'm gonna defend it. I just waited politely. And I don't want you interrupting when I'm defending me. Why are you interrupting me? You're out of order.
You out of order with that.
I ain't out of order. You out of order interrupting me because I'm defending my ward.
Tone it down, young man.
I ain't going to tone it down.
I'm
going to speak loud and proud about my ward.
You want me to throw you
I want to be able to speak uninterrupted because you down my ward and I didn't interrupt you.
Tone that noise down.
I'm going to speak loud and proud about my ward. Now,
you want to get thrown out of here? I'm trying.
No, you interrupted me and you out of order. I'm going to speak loud and proud. I'm not ignorant if you say it.
Well, you sound
well, you interrupted me and you out of order. Throw yourself out, man.
Please don't.
This is the worst chairman I've ever seen, and you out of order. This ain't no joke. This ain't no podcast.
You got to turn that voice
down. Man, you out of order. You out of order. You out of order.
You're hollering.
And your interrupting me ain't gonna make me act a certain way, cause you're dead wrong.
You don't holler.
This ain't no podcast. Point of order, you out of order.
You won't let nobody.
I didn't interrupt you when you downed me and talked about my ward. Now you can't take it because I'm going to promote my ward and you interrupted me, and I ain't going to be ignorant like what you said. You out of order, man. I wouldn't be howling if you don't keep interrupting me.
Somebody got control.
No, not you. You out of order. Now, if you keep doing it, I'm going to see how this council treats you, because I know Kate Fields and even them going to vote with you to be ignorant, acting, and out of order. That's what you call me. And talked about my ward. I didn't say a mumbling word. I was like Jesus. And I ain't going to allow you to just dog me and talk.
You must change your ways, son.
Beg your pardon?
You must change your ways.
No, you must change your ways if you're going to try to be a chair.
Holland don't scare nobody.
Well, brother, we can go back and forth till you allow me to defend my ward and say I ain't ignorant. That's what you said. I didn't say a mumbling word. I was like Jesus. Now I'm defending me and my ward, and you can't take it. You out of order, and they looking at you.
That's why this
ain't no podcast, man. This the real deal.
I know. Just stop saying, let him talk.
No, I'm going to try to continue uninterrupted.
Try. Continue.
Earlier, I heard this chairman refer to folk as ignorant and then talked about the first ward being the worst ward. I don't think so. We proud of our ward in the first ward. And I can name streets that ain't comparable in the second ward and any other ward. We proud of it. Why are you interrupting me?
This is Winters Hall appointment.
Why are you interrupting me? And I'm going to talk about that. But you talked about what you talked about doing the same thing. And we was in the same piece of business when you called folk ignorant and talked about the first ward being the worst ward. The same business. So don't discriminate and tell me I can't defend it when you talked about it.
Say it again. Call for the order.
I've been coached by the legal department. You can be coached by whoever, but be fair with what you say, and then when we defend ourselves, let us speak uninterrupted.
I want to hear about Bishop.
Okay, and I want to hear about how good the first ward is based on when you spoke during the motion about how we was the worst ward and we were ignorant. That's what I want to hear me defend that, because you spoke about it during this Bishop Airport business. The record will show. And I'm not going to put up for it. I was elected to represent and defend my ward. You speak on your ward. I don't know if you done took a measure of who is the worst ward. There ain't no fact to that. And every time you say something like that about the ward I represent, I'm going to defend it. And every time you interrupt thinking it's a podcast, I'm going to speak on it. You ignorant and you dumb. Don't be talking about my ward.
Mr.
Lord,
Chair.
let me say this. Let me say this. Not holler this, let me say this. The point of order is well taken, but hollering is never okay. That's argumentative discord. But I refuse for this city to get another lawsuit. It's clear my colleague want to sue the city. I'm not going to be the one that's causing this city all this grief and hardship. He done tried, recalls. But the thing of it is,
Mr. Chairman,
yes,
you giving me the floor?
You got this.
Mr. Chairman, you making a cardinal sin saying what I'm trying to do. I'm here to represent the citizens of the First Ward, not to sue nobody. And when you speak factual like that about me and don't know me, you're dead wrong. That's inflammatory. It's a wrong thing for you to say. And I just listened to you. And so now you done said a lot, and that's why you get what you get from me. You don't speak for me. Nobody in my area voted for you to speak for me. And I'd be doggone if I'm going to let you, but I do it because I'm a rule follower. I let you say things that was 100% false. Talking about he here to sue the city. Now I'm here to represent 8 to 9, 10,000 people in my elected position. And some of y'all didn't even get the votes that we got. You can double your votes and you didn't get 1,400. And now y'all come in here, don't know the history of the city, talking a little while, making allegations and want people to just bow down to your verbal communications because you sit up there in a chair because Kate Fields and Eve and them who ain't never here, they ain't never here. put you in, and you
Point
gonna
of
talk
order.
down to me and,
Point of order.
Mr. Griggs,
This is not germane to the,
that's what I've been saying.
this isn't germane.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Point well taken.
Mr. Griggs, you're exactly right, but you didn't say that when he was talking about me. And that's what I know y'all do. So be smart enough, Mr. Griggs, to say when he ain't Jermaine, when he ain't Tito, when he ain't Marlon, because we used to what y'all do with me. I'm just ain't like the three blind mice. I can hear and see what people say about me, whether it's you, Kate Fields, him, or whatever. I will defend my ward. I will defend the people I represent, and I will continue to get elected when folks is gone. Now you out of order, Mr. Griggs. I'm about to wrap up. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Griggs.
I meant everything's not germane. I'm not picking any one person
Yes.
out.
Yes.
Everything is not germane right now.
Well, I can appreciate your clarification, but you should have did that when Mr. Davis was talking. You'd have made more impact on me. I'm used to y'all saying that when I respond to ignorance. Now, you can say what you want, Ms. Galloway, because I'll get up and leave and it ain't a quorum. Y'all got people who ain't doing their job. It's the same people repeatedly. Y'all putting them in leadership positions, and it's a disgrace that they don't understand the law and the rules of this city.